Hello everyone, it's your friend of a friend, and today we are talking about the music industry's most oddest couples. We all know that music has the ability to bring all sorts of people together who would otherwise never hang in the same circles, let alone be in the same room. In this video, we will examine the relationships of three of the most random musical duos in the industry right now, how they came to be, and what we can all learn from their unions. Out of all the couples on this list, these two have to be the most random. At first glance, the only thing these two seem to have in common is that they're musicians working in the music industry. But sightings more random than the couple themselves started popping up sporadically since December of last year. Eyebrows really began to raise when Anderson accompanied Mariah to the iHeart Music Awards show back in March. The diva extraordinaire has been painting her vision of love for nearly 30 years, and some of the most beautiful chart-topping love songs of all time. It's sad to know that she's held on to this vision, yet everlasting love has evaded her for so long. Like her arch nemesis, she too has had her share of relationships and made her way on down to Anderson .Paak on her quest to find happily ever after. For those of you who don't know who Anderson .Paak is, he's a rapper, producer, sometimes singer, and drummer. His popularity really began to rise when he collaborated with Bruno Mars for their multi-Grammy award-winning collaboration Silk Sonic. Anderson is 39 years old, 17 years Mariah Carey's junior. He is recently divorced from his wife of 14 years, Jaylyn, and they share 2 children together from their union. Anderson has only been rumored to be dating one woman since his divorce. I apologize in advance if I butcher her name, but she is singer Dare Meredith Tapilatu, and he has now moved on to the living legend Miss Mariah Carey, darling. I couldn't tell if these two were a legitimate couple at first or if they were just having fun, but it seems like things are getting pretty serious between them two. He's already met her twins, not those twins,
You're nasty,
but her twins from her ex-husband Nick Cannon. And maybe because she's a product of interracial marriage, it's clear Mariah doesn't have a type. She has dated older, younger, black and white, and everything in between. Every socioeconomic status, from billionaires to her own employees. If it feels right to her, she could care less what other people think. She's gonna go for it. One thing I can really respect about Mariah Carey is after all the heartbreaks and toxic relationships that she's been through, she has never come across bitter or jaded. She has always seemed optimistic and open when it comes to love. As for Anderson, he seems like a lot of fun. One thing Mariah does seem to enjoy is a goofy man. Nick Cannon was a goofy cornball, but there is something very likable about Anderson. You would be hard-pressed to find a photo of him not showing all 1,274 of his teeth. There isn't a wig that man won't plop on his melon, and I'm kind of shocked that she doesn't mind this side of him. Couldn't be me though. And the biggest takeaway from Anderson is to be yourself. Men, never underestimate the value of being a gentleman and making a woman laugh. Some of the funniest men on the planet have bagged some of the most beautiful and accomplished women. Every time I see photos of them together, he always looks like he can't believe he pulled her. And as long as he keeps that attitude and doesn't become too obsessed, because Mariah will dish you faster than Kendrick Lamar, I think these two will go pretty far. So what do y'all think? Do you think Mariah and Anderson make a good couple? Personally, I'm here for it, but let me know what you think. Alright, next up is JT and Lil Uzi Vert. Just by appearance alone, you would think these two would have nothing in common. She's a city girl shaking ass with her hand out, her words, not mine. And he's a former SoundCloud rapper that seems to be deep into the occult. Truth be told, who knows the real Jatavia and Samir? But going by their public personas, they seem mismatched. JT's assertiveness would have you think that she was the one calling the shots in the relationship. Just mention his name and JT melts into a puddle. All that city girl bravado goes right out the window. Just ask her.
Let's talk about you and your man.
Say, this is my first time being in love. Like, oh my God, I can't talk about it. But this is my first real time being in love. Like,
Oh, you better cry?
no. No, I'm not gonna cry, but this is my first time really being in love, living with my man, waking up with somebody day to day. You know, like letting somebody see you without your wig, letting somebody see you without your makeup, taking a shower, letting somebody see your dirty drawers. Like, you know, just everything. So this is my first real relationship, and it's good.
So alleged cheating aside, the constant breakups and makeups, to Uzi changing his pronouns to them, they, and introducing the world to his new alter ego, Leslie, JT says it's all good. Personally, I think JT is too beautiful and too talented to put up with all of this nonsense, but that's just me. But because he showers her with money, expensive gifts, and according to her, he pays all the bills, she's fine with everything else. So fellas, one takeaway from this relationship is to be an excellent provider. JT has always gushed that when he picked her up from the halfway house, Yes, she did do a little time for scamming. He showed up with a big bag of money and she could take with her all that could fit in her bag. She says she could only fit about 30,000 and they've been together ever since. Aside from the ins and outs of their relationship, it's his influence over her that's a cause for concern. When we first met JT, she was one half of the rap group The City Girls. Since the duo split up, JT is having a tough time launching her solo career. So I believe that JT is about to take the same route as her boyfriend Uzi, who I believe introduced her to fashion designer Rick Owens and his wife Michelle Lammy. These two are alleged to be occultists. Rick is an alleged warlock and his wife is an alleged witch. Apparently these two have the power to move the needle in anyone's career. I feel like JT is playing a dangerous game linking up with this duo. We all want to be successful in life, but at what cost? We've watched as JT's sexy but playful aesthetic has become more dark and gothic to match Uzi's. And I don't know what her religious affiliations were before she met Uzi or got in the industry, but when she and Carisha were flat out asked if they believe in Jesus, this is what her response was.
I love Jesus. I pray to Jesus every day.
Okay.
Yeah. How about y'all? Y'all love Jesus?
We love money.
Oh.
We ain't got babes.
Oh, okay. How about y'all? Y'all love Jesus?
We love money.
Oh.
We ain't got babes.
So I don't know if you made that out, but she said when asked if she loves Jesus. And then she said, we love money and we got vape. And maybe I'm giving Uzi too much credit. Maybe she is just as demonic as he is, and that's what drew them to each other. Besides being rappers, their love of money is another thing that they have in common.
Like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers entered the rapture. And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell. Right with me. So, let's get it.
And it just goes to show that some people are so evil and depraved that they don't mind taking everyone that supports and loves them down with them. He even once said he'll have a city girl believe in Satan. So the takeaway from this is if you are not a person's type, do not twist yourself into a pretzel to become it. Selling your soul to maintain a relationship and a lifestyle is stupid. And if a person really cared about you, they would never ask that of you. And now our final couple, Toni Braxton and Birdman. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can understand what the gorgeous, talented, sultry R&B singer is doing with Birdman, real name Brian Williams. Well, at least we got a why now. And just like Uzi, Birdman has been extremely generous with his wealth, showering Toni with shopping sprees, Bentley trucks, and a 10-carat canary yellow diamond engagement ring. But for whatever reason, he wouldn't drop that cash so she wouldn't have to file for bankruptcy twice. Maybe the bankruptcies happened during a break in their relationship. Toni and Birdman have been on and off for years. The two met back in the early 2000s when Toni was featured on Birdman's song Baby You Can Do It. I like that song actually. But Birdman couldn't fly in and swoop Toni off her feet as she was still married to her soon-to-be ex-husband, Carey Lewis of the music group Mint Condition. After the inevitable split, the divorce must have left Toni deeply scarred because she was stuck paying her ex-husband, Carey Lewis, alimony. So Toni's out here working while sick. She was diagnosed with lupus, taking care of her two sons, probably financially helping her sisters and her mom from time to time. I'm sure she took a vow to never date anybody broke or attractive again. Because Toni has a type. Before Carey, she used to date Shamar Moore. Ooh, that man fine. And he may have his own money, but we know what he gives. No, put your shirt down. Absolutely not putting your lips and God knows what else on everybody. No way. And I'm sure Miss Toni didn't think she would have these kind of problems with Birdman. But little did she know that he couldn't keep his lips off of Lil Wayne either, the young boy that he helped raise and signed as an artist. And as a grown man, he still can't seem to keep his lips to himself. But even with all the rumors of Birdman being on the down low, he and Toni continued to date and eventually got engaged. She lost her engagement ring while flying on tour, probably a sign for her not to go through with it. And they ended up engaged for years. And every time Birdman would apply pressure to her and get her to set the date, she would get Carey fever.
Can you get it off me?
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
Okay, shh. You don't want the woman to come back in here.
I'm not kidding. Get it off. I'm burning up. I can't breathe.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Just
There's a million buttons back here. Oh my God, your back is all red.
Just get it off. Just rip it off.
But somehow he got her down that aisle and they tied the knot in a secret ceremony, only for Toni to file for divorce just 2 weeks later. But the petition was dismissed and they are still married legally. I have so many questions for these two. Like, do they even live under the same roof? Who knows? I do know that everything about these two is odd, and there's really no takeaway from them at all. They don't really talk about each other like that. It feels like Toni is just securing the bag, but I don't know. Maybe there is some love here, or at least some whatever. They don't even look good or make sense on paper. But that's just my opinion. You guys let me know down in the comments, what do you think? What I do know is if any of them rumors about Birdman's lifestyle are true, Tamar better put her sister onto that prep. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, check out my other video after this. I explain it all in that one. Are any of these couples goals for you? And is there a couple that I missed that you think belongs on this list? Let me know. And what about the music? Are you here for them doing a collab together? I did like Toni and Birdman's song. I don't know if JT and Uzi ever did one before. I know I would definitely be here for Mariah Carey and Anderson .Paak doing a collaboration together. But what about y'all? Please let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.